Ms.
Acting President, I rise on behalf of the Greens to indicate our general support for the Teachers Registration and Standards Miscellaneous Amendment Bill 2020. This bill modifies the size and the composition of the Teachers Registration Board, it expands its functions and it supports the implementation of relevant recommendations from the national reviews that have been related to teacher registration, as well as improving oversight of persons granted those special authorities to teach. And indeed, it is not just an essential profession, but indeed one where our best and brightest should be. It also addresses various other technical and operational issues, and the bill provides the following functions for the board and codifies some existing activities that are undertaken by the board. It will accredit initial teacher education programs, undertake or support reviews of research and data collection, develop and maintain a code of conduct for registered teachers, and recognise quality teaching and leadership in the teaching profession. The bill does amend the Act to provide that the welfare and best interests of children is the paramount consideration in relation to the operation, administration and enforcement of this Act, certainly reflecting the developments of recent years and the current standards expected not only by the community but in a welcome way by this parliament. The bill clarifies current arrangements for the employment of staff on the board. It also extends the term of registration from 3 years to 5 years and provides for an option for the annual payment of fees for registration for those longer periods. It improves the oversight of persons that are granted a special authority to teach. It increases powers to deal with unprofessional conduct, incompetence, incapacity and issues of fitness and propriety. Those are, I think, probably the areas that we most understand the real need for registration boards such as this, and certainly industries where we put either vulnerable or young people in the hands of professionals should be regulated through these registration schemes. And I'm certainly going to say that shortly I hope we'll be reporting back from the social work registration bill that I previously moved in this place that's been the subject of a joint committee of the Houses. I note that in the other place that the Labor opposition moved some amendments which were accepted but others which were not. When this bill was introduced in the upper place, it had removed any requirement for practising teachers to be members of the board, and successful amendments from the opposition change this, and the Greens welcome that and indicate our strong support for that position. I also note that amendments that did not find favour in the other place will be reintroduced by the Labor opposition, and these include a requirement to consult and receive submissions from unions and other key stakeholders when adopting a code of conduct or professional standard. And I note that both the Labor opposition and the Honourable Connie Benares from SA Best have amendments with regards to the composition of the board and related matters that have been filed. The Greens support this bill in a general way, and we welcome the debate on the detail of who is on the board. We note that in the past, where the Liberal then opposition and now government has made attempts to diminish the role of unions in these sorts of boards, the Greens have always stood strong in the face of that attack on what is a voice of advocacy, a voice of membership and a voice of a profession. The AEU and the IEU have made strong submissions not only to the Greens and other members of this parliament, but indeed to their own members and to the community, and I think they have extraordinary support within the community, based particularly on their fine history of representation and advocacy for their membership. Individuals don't have the corporate memory or the collegiate advocacy that a union in its representation brings to these discussions. And stakeholders are many and varied, but to continue ideological attacks on unions will not be tolerated by the Greens in this parliament whenever and wherever a Marshall Liberal government puts them up. I thank Jane Lomax-Smith for her briefing in late May, and she was ably assisted by Cheryl Bauer, Jamie Burt and Joanna Smith from the Department for Education. We will be engaging in the debate on those amendments for Shadow, but indicate that we have strong support for the Labor opposition amendments to this bill to ensure that that advocacy role for teachers is kept as strong as possible, and that we respect the voices of unions in representing their members and indeed in forwarding the noble profession of teaching.